Alright, so this is a discussion of how this course will work practically speaking. There are a few points to clarify as we begin this AP journey together. I've noted already that this will be my first time teaching this course in an online setting, so I will periodically ask for your feedback on the website setup, discussion board, workload, etc. These guidelines will help get us started, but we may make minor adaptations as the year proceeds. First of all, about assignments. At any given time, I'll have the assignments posted for the next 2 weeks. This gives you the chance to see where we're headed and coordinate your other schoolwork and activities around it. It also means that I'll expect you to be well prepared and to complete assignments on time unless extreme circumstances come up. Rather than collect your work on a daily basis, all of your work will be due on Wednesdays by 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This will keep both your and my weekends from getting consumed with writing and grading. Ultimately, the choice of how and when to complete the work is largely up to you. Your college professors won't lay out a daily work schedule for you, so this will be a chance for you to practice managing your time and work as it works best for you. In my mind, I envision that you might spend Thursday and Friday reading, the weekend reflecting on your reading, Monday posting on the discussion board about your reflections, and Tuesday and Wednesday actually writing your work. Any work that's submitted late will be penalized 1 letter grade per calendar day that it's late. Hopefully that won't happen. Each week you'll generally have work of 4 types. You'll have a reading assignment, often longer if it's fiction and shorter if it's nonfiction, or sometimes a combination of both. Then you'll have an essay of moderate length, maybe 2 or 3 pages to write, or 2 short essays, or work on a larger project. We'll have 1 larger project each trimester. You'll also have a couple of questions to post to in response on our discussion board, and then either a short reading, an exercise, a quiz, a practice test, or a combination of these about grammar, composition, research, etc. As far as the essays you'll write, when I ask you to write an essay, I'll give you a description of the topic assignment and a length requirement. You should write the essay in Microsoft Word in 12-point Times New Roman font, double-spaced, indent each paragraph, the first line, by a ½ inch, and put 1-inch margins on your page. Then in the top left corner, place your name, the date, and the assignment, single-spaced, and the title center just below it, also in 12-point Times New Roman font, with no italics, bolding, or underlining. The title should look just like the rest of the paper. This is a fairly standard Modern Language Association setup, which I'm sharing with you. I'll have an example posted on the website that you can look at. When it comes time to submit your essays, please save it as essay assignment, whatever that would be, and then your last name and then your first name. So if that assignment was rhetoric reflection, I would save it as rhetoric reflection Walker Catherine. This might seem like a lot of trouble or like a silly thing for you to have to bother with, but I'm going to have a number of essays each week, and having them lined up that way with your name will help me be sure that I know which essay is yours and will keep them saved accurately in my files. When I review your essay, I'll make comments about the content, structure, and grammar and style as appropriate, using the comment function in Word. I'll assign you a letter grade on the document as well, and I'll email your work back to you as a file attachment in Microsoft Word. Then the discussion board. Each week you'll have the pleasure of responding to 1 or 2 questions on our discussion board. Some week I'll offer you the choice of questions, and you can choose which one you prefer. To respond, visit the page discussion board on our website. The questions will be organized to the week. Click on week 1 to see the threads for the first discussion topics, etc. I suggest that you type your responses first in a Word document, and then cut and paste them to the board just in case anything funny happens on the internet. Then you won't lose your work. Each of your responses should be a well thought out and nicely composed paragraph or 2. Each week you must also respond to 2 other posts by your classmates with some thoughtful comments. I'll grade your responses generally, with less detail than I do your other written work, with fewer written comments. I'll only give grades of A+ to comments that are exceptionally thoughtful. Otherwise, you'll receive an A or a B accordingly. As far as major assignments go, in each trimester you'll have 1 major assignment. The first one will be a narrative, the second an argumentative research essay, and the third will be a speech. I'll provide a detailed description of each assignment, a grading rubric to show you how I'll grade it, several weeks in advance of its due date, so you can figure out what I'm going to be looking for. You'll submit your work in stages. First, I'll ask for your thesis and possibly an outline, then perhaps a rough draft, and then you'll also have an assignment to exchange your paper with another classmate and conduct a peer review to gain additional feedback before the final submission. As far as the readings for the course go, we'll have a variety of pieces to read this year. Some will be easy and no trouble to read, Others will be more difficult. If you ever struggle to follow the plot of any work, such as maybe Beowulf or Portrait of the Artist, some people are stumped by the poetry or the stream of consciousness aspects of those, you're welcome to use the SparkNotes plot description for a simple reference. However, don't rob yourself by letting that substitute for your own reading in any way, and never depend upon the literary analysis of those commentators. But if you need it to help you through the plot, by all means, that's a good resource for you. So with those things said, hopefully that will help you get started on what we're expecting, and we'll look forward to continue to work with you throughout the rest of the year.